They stood in my bedroom, pointing fingers like executioners. Police lights bled red and blue through the window blinds, painting the walls. The baggie on my desk wasn't mine, but my sister's smirk told me it didn't matter. "You always were the problem," she whispered, and my parents, my own blood, nodded. "Just take the blame," my mother said, her voice cold. "You'll only make it worse if you fight," my father added. The betrayal hit harder than the flashing cuffs tightening around my wrists. I grew up believing family was a fortress. My sister, Hannah, was the one I shared secrets with under blanket forts. My parents told me we'd always protect one another. That illusion cracked years ago, little fractures I ignored. Her lies, their favoritism, the way my pain never seemed to register. But this night wasn't a crack. It was the collapse. The police questioned me, their suspicion thick. But I didn't shout. I didn't beg. I knew panic only fed the fire. Instead, I asked for one thing: my lawyer. Because months earlier, I'd started preparing. Hannah thought she was clever, sneaking into my room, leaving tiny trails of sabotage. A missing wallet, a deleted email. But I noticed the patterns, the fingerprints of her malice. And I didn't confront her. I adapted. I set cameras in my room, quiet, unblinking witnesses she never suspected. So when the bag of pills appeared on my desk, I already knew how this would end. My lawyer arrived, calm and precise, and I slid him the drive. He waited until my parents leaned against the wall, smug in their certainty. Then he pressed play. The screen lit up with Hannah entering my room, pulling the drugs from her purse, tucking them neatly under my notebooks. Her laughter, her whispered rehearsals. "He won't be able to talk his way out of this." And then my mother's voice off camera. "You'd better make sure it sticks this time." My father's grunt of approval. The room went still. I watched the color drain from my mother's face first. Her lips trembled, but no words came. My father opened his mouth, closed it, opened it again, nothing. And Hannah? She froze, horror blooming in her eyes as the walls of her lie collapsed. One of the officers leaned in, his tone razor sharp. "Care to explain this?" No one spoke. For once, their silence protected me, not condemned me. But I wasn't done. Revenge without permanence is just a pause. I pressed charges, not loudly, not dramatically. Quiet, deliberate signatures on paperwork that ensured consequences couldn't be swept under the rug. Hannah was arrested for possession and false reporting. My parents? Accessories. They didn't expect me to follow through. They thought my loyalty was a leash. They thought I'd crumble, beg them to forgive me. Instead, I gave the police everything: the recordings, the history, even the old bruises that lined up with the lies they told the neighbors. Truth became a blade, and I made sure it cut deep. Court was clinical, but devastating. I didn't need to raise my voice. The evidence spoke louder than rage ever could. I watched as Hannah's lawyer scrambled, as my mother broke into tears on the stand, as my father sat rigid, stripped of authority. They tried to twist the narrative, make me out as the bitter one. But every attempt unraveled against the cold, undeniable footage. I didn't smile when the verdicts landed. I didn't need to. Their downfall wasn't about spectacle. It was about balance. Months later, I visited my old house. Not inside, just the sidewalk across the street. The curtains were drawn now. The lawn, once manicured, overgrown. A for sale sign sagged near the porch. That fortress I thought I'd grown up in? Hollowed out, exposed. I didn't feel sorrow. I felt release. People ask me if it was worth it, if destroying my own family left me empty. Here's the truth. They destroyed themselves the night they chose lies over me. I only removed the masks. Hannah lost her freedom, my parents lost their reputations, and me, I gained clarity. I learned that blood isn't thicker than betrayal, that silence is a weapon if you know how to wield it, and that sometimes justice isn't about forgiveness, it's about making them beg. The same way they once demanded I kneel. So yes, when my lawyer pressed play and the truth painted them guilty, that was the moment I became free. And freedom, unlike family, never betrays.